All right, so I made 524,000 in the last 90 days. You could see here. I'll refresh it real quick so you know that it's legit. There we go. And the most important thing to all of this is having solid product research, having solid ads that could pull those products, and getting the landing page, which I like to consider branding, because if you don't have those three things right, none of it will work. The order of importance goes from, like what I said, product, ads, then product page. But it's super important to get all those right, and I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. All right, so the first step, product research. I'm just going to quickly go over how I found this product. Sorry, I was actually on YouTube Shorts, and I think right now YouTube Shorts is like my go-to strategy when it comes to finding products. And that's for a few reasons. One, the organic guys usually don't go straight into ads. They do organic. They usually don't even have a pixel on their site yet because they're just doing organic. I just take those products, run them as ads, especially if I see that if they don't have a pixel on their site, which I'm going to show you how to do that now. All right, so I found the product after some time. They actually are running ads now, but at the time they weren't. So share my screen real quick. All right, so this is what their YouTube looked like. This one was their most popular one. And yeah, you could see that it's a product for women's nails. It's like nail rings, and basically Muslim women aren't allowed to get their nails done, I guess. I'm not too sure on that. Don't quote me on that. Sorry, they're not allowed to pray with custom nails or something like that. Basically, the point of the product is that they could take off their nails and pray with just like normal nails that aren't done. And then when they get out of the mosque, they could put them back in. Pretty simple, super valuable for Muslim women because they could look nice, but also pray easily, so on. And generally, it's a cool product because, you could switch it, so on. Yeah, so I saw this product, saw that they didn't have a pixel on the site. And the way you check that is you're just going to go into their landing page. Basically, I mean, right now they have a pixel, like I said, but before they didn't. You just download the Meta Pixel Helper, or you could use Tag Explorer, which I like to use because it gives you more data on all their pixels. Yeah, you could see they have a Facebook and they have Pinterest now, which they didn't before. But yeah, they started with just YouTube organic. I believe at the time they were just starting out posting on Instagram as well. And basically, I took those winning YouTube and Instagram posts. I used those for for ads. And yeah, pretty straightforward. That's like my testing strategy. Usually down the line, I'll go in and hire an agency or content creators, like UGC creators that I know work well. But to test, I really want to test quick and test with a video that I know works from the beginning. So I'm usually going to find their most viewed videos and run with those and do some stuff to remove meta tags. So what I'll do is I'll take the video, put a 10% filter on it, and zoom it in 5%. So the algo kind of sees it as something different. And yeah, I'll test that. I'll go more into my ad strategy later. But before you actually launch ads is the site part. So for the site, I like to test on Shrine theme, which if you don't know is like kind of like the standard that dropshippers use. To be honest, I think a lot of dropshippers are overusing it. So I'll probably like have a different theme for my next products that I test, but that's what I use during the time. And the reason why it's so good is that you could have tiers, the quantity tiers, which convert very well. This is what it looks like on mobile. I actually had it so it's stacked. But you could see here, same concept. You choose the product, you choose the quantity. Each tier has a increasing sale amount. And basically it's like, yeah, add to cart, the product portion, some kind of trust badge. They use the as seen on TikTok, as seen on Instagram and YouTube, and over 30,000 happy customers, which is pretty new actually. But anything like that like instills some kind of trust. Usually those like old classic dropshipper like trust badges don't work with like all the, like all the payment methods. But usually something like that where it shows how much customers, or what I had is actually like order now and you'll receive it by Thursday the 25th or whatever that date is. It's like automatically changes, and it's like automatically set to be like 9 business days out or whatever that number is. Yeah. Check out Cute Nails. Here they have an upsell after. So I actually had the upsell just under the quantity here, right above the add to cart. So like I said, I had it stacked instead of side by side, and then underneath would be like check to add the upsell. And next you would want to have videos. I actually had it stacked, so they have it stacked, which is like side by side. I was just using the Shine Classic, which is like one video, then headline and text, then another video. So it would be like video, faith in fashion and harmony, video, comfort meets durability, and then there would be a third, and then reviews, and then that's it. And that's like the texting method that I use. We have the product, we have the ads, and now we have the product page, like what we're gonna do for the products. Now let's go into how we actually test ads. The way I've tested was pretty simple. So you start with one campaign, one ad set. That is going to be a ad set budget, not a CBO. I like to test with the ad set budgets, and I'll set that at 200. Why 200? Because I want to make sure that I'm spending at least 2 times the desired AOV. I usually want my AOV to be around like 80, 90. Well, ideally 100. For this product, it was around 80, 90. And yeah, that's like the sweet spot. So 200 is usually what I'm going for. Let that run for day or two. So I'll see how it runs on the first day. If on the first day it doesn't even have a single add to cart, I'm doing something wrong. Basically, I'll dub it, change something on the site or ads. If not, then go on to the next product. But if it does have add to carts, or at least a sale, that's a good sign that you could probably optimize something and improve from there. And that was kind of the strategy with this product, actually. At first, it wasn't really profitable. And if we cut it in the beginning just because it was like on break even or whatever, we would have missed out on a huge product. If we could get it to at least break even, then we know we could optimize the site to improve the conversion rate. As well, we could optimize the AOV, change around the upsells, the pricing, and so on to find that sweet spot that converts the best. But people buy the most. And all these slight improvements, like 2% improvements, add up over time. So it actually took us like about 2 weeks to really get profitable after the product costs and shipping and fees and all that. And we really tried different upsells. Actually ended up doing 2 upsells, which was like the crucial thing. Well, 3 if you count like a shipping thing, which you could do with the Shine theme. And that's basically like shipping protection. Like you'll see it on the cart where it will show you have the slide cart, and then you have this like where it shows add shipping protection. The reason why the prices are in IDR is because I'm in Bali right now. But yeah, this is like $4 basically. And yeah, those things really add up, increasing the AOV. And you know, with ecom, especially now, it's like super important to have the whole funnel nailed down. Like really do everything to increase your AOV, really do everything to increase your conversion rate. That's like key, really. If we didn't do all those little things that add up over time, like I said, we wouldn't have been profitable with the product. So really make sure like you don't do this old way of drop shipping where you just test a lot, and if it's not super profitable, like 5 ROAS with like minimal effort on the landing page, then you just dub it and go to the next product. That kind of drop shipping is out, or at least I don't know how to do it. That's not what worked for me. What have worked for me is find a product that's brandable, evergreen potential, like you could run it for a while. There's a certain market that you could continuously upsell to, and the product like could be made into a proper brand. Like you could upsell it with different products that actually make sense with the product and not just like kind of random, but like they overall go into the package. And that's like the most important thing. If you're selling cheap products, then you got to make sure that people buy a lot, and the products really have to make sense together. So I'm no longer thinking about like what's a winning product, but what's a winning offer, what's a winning bundle, basically. Yeah, that product might work, and you know, organic drop shippers might make it work since they're not doing any ads. You know, if we are doing ads, then you want to make sure you have a high enough AOV, that way you could spend enough to acquire a customer, which is around like $90 plus, which is what you're going for. Here, this is $50 basically. The upsells really matter. For example, they have like the nail rings, then the special offer, which is another like $20 ad, and then the extra $4. You can see that the total now is $100 actually. Those upsells really do matter. Quantity upsells as well. And once you like figure out the offer that really works well, you make a nice site, you test those original videos that did very well for the organic dropshipper. Just with those 2 strategies, you should be able to scale. And really from there, it's just, you know, a matter of like getting the supplier price down, getting custom content, you know, work with an agency if you know a good agency. If you know UGC creators, which in my opinion is like a lot harder, because usually with UGC creators, it's like hit or miss. I usually have agencies that I go to that I know work. So it depends on the product because they don't work for every product. If you want to know what that agency is, let me know. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I try to make this video like as compact as I can and really just put in what's the most important. But yeah, hopefully you got some value out of it. Put any questions if you have in the comments. I'll definitely want to be doing more videos to help you guys out. So yeah.